redshirt junior kicker from Manalapan, New Jersey, gets this opener underway. Michael Walker for BC, cut down at the 20-yard line. McAllister, the fifth-year grad transfer from UConn in the defensive secondary for UMass, going man-on-man with that man. It's hard to bring him down. He pushes him out of bounds this time. Handoff back to their bell cow. Dillon breaking tackles across midfield, still on his feet. Finally dragged out at the 42.
Back, but some of the question marks are up front, and that was going to be one of the big.
The lone setback. They give it to him. Makes one cut. Still going. First down BC. Gang tackled and finally dropped by Mario Patton, the nose tackle, who might have been the fourth guy to get a shot at him. Rushing defenders and blitzers. This is Levy, put his head down.
Levy's role in this and Dillon's ability to do all the things in the offense, but not necessarily get that many carries. Big part of it all.
Walker in motion. That clears it out for Dillon. He dives for the pylon. Touchdown, Boston College.
The elements, Anthony Brown with the little short boot, Dillon out in the flat, as you called it, Doug, catching a ball in the passing game, not just running it down after down. But they had a lot of problems, did UMass, on the edges of the defense on this particular drive to start the day. Big dogs like BC.
And obviously this BC defense is a lot different than the Duquesne defense. Andy Isabella, though, who carved up the Dukes last week with a good start. Fairport, New York, that's just outside of Rochester. And he admits to getting tears in his eyes regularly on the football field because he's living a dream. Pass complete, ball's loose, but the whistle came just before the fumble. On third down, plenty of time. Brown has his pass nearly intercepted. Trying to find Jeff Smith, but defensively, Tyler Hayes had it go in and out of his hands.
Situation for UMass as well.
Andrew Ford, no, it's Ross Comison. So the right-handed quarterback dumps it off to Marquise Young. Nice pickup on first down. Young's still going. That's a gain of 13. Marquise Young is fifth all-time in rushing yardage in the history of the UMass program. He helps to pick up the blitz, and we've got a flag on the play.
Tight, just better technique.
Comis tries to step up. Heavy coverage, completes the pass. Down inside the 10. And UMass is knocking on the door thanks to Andy Isabella. Ross Comis to Andy Isabella.
Well, if you didn't have the respect for Isabella from tape review, you should have it now. That's a double move. He'll be the guy that can move the pocket and run a little bit down here more than the other.
This time he hands off. There's a hole, and in goes Marquise Young. UMass touchdown.
Shock, little on the heels after the big Isabella completion. Quick, easy handoff.
Coaches were genuinely concerned about trying to keep up with.
Yeah, as they should be. That speed on the edges, that'll kill, and that can be something that sort of unifies a team. You're down in some other position. The heat character, the linebacker position.
Terrific coverage, but the flag comes in. The free safety, Tyler Hayes, thought. Center is John Baker, one of the two captains voted on by his teammates, back in the lineup this year after missing most of last year with a knee injury. Up to make a leaping grab. Big first down for BC from Anthony Brown.
Yeah, and this is the kind of pass you're going to have to complete. Brown.
Reception of the afternoon, wide open down the left sideline and walking into the end zone. Boston College retakes the lead. A 34-yard strike to White.
Off this play, tapping his helmet. He's the one that was tight in coverage on the reception before. Tapping your helmet usually means I want out of the game. Something happened. He's 7-8. But you're right. Comas comes out and has the great drive. So a little head scratcher there.
Well, both have been so good so far this year. There's a completion at the 30-yard line, stretching out to the 38-yard line.
Defender makes a really tough catch and a nice individual effort to make it a first down at the end of that thing.
And Matt, you know the reality again is Ford goes down. On Ford's first pass of the season last week against Duquesne, he threw a touchdown. Of this playing time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns each, and here we're watching the rush, really just the room closing around them. There's not much you can do in that situation. I mean,
they're down to 9. Avoiding the first line of pressure, but then sacked. That will likely be drafted and drafted pretty high next year.
Yeah, some people have Zach Allen as almost like a top 10 pick kind of guy. I love that expression.
Lots of running room for Jeff Smith. They say he's got the best set of wheels on the outside for BC, and you get a taste right there. On 3rd down and 2. First play of the second quarter. It's Dillon. Ooh. Did he not go down? He's still going. An incredible run to get to the 42-yard line.
Balance this guy has for as big as he is, the way he keeps some of these runs alive, that's what makes this guy special.
Just saying, get off me. Brown lofts it up. He's got a man inside the 15-yard line, and BC's on the move once again.
And I'm really seeing a dramatic difference in accuracy from Anthony Brown. In the move the pocket.
What they call Boston College O-line U. They have tremendous depth again this year to be able to absorb and keep pushing forward. Stopped just shy of the goal line in spite of the signals from the Eagles.
They lost John Baker a year ago. Had to move a tackle over to center.
Keeping it on the ground, it's Davon Jones. He plays a little linebacker, plays a little running back, and he makes it 20-7 BC.
Stratosphere, but great hard run here. You love it when linebackers get the ball and he charges forward. No one's stopping him there.
On 1st down, Levy turns the corner, chased out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
Rush get there. BC's got great ends.
Ford's pass caught at the 42, going to be about a yard short of a 1st down. Sadiq Palmer down. Run it up the middle, Young. He's going to be close, but driven back.
The corners are softened just a little bit. Got to fix that portion.
On 3rd and 2, Dillon, big hole. Across the 35, still pushing down to the 32-yard line. It's a 1st down for the Eagles. Montero, Schmall, Petrula, and the 2 Lindstrom boys up front right now for BC on the rollout. He had 2 receivers next to each other, and remarkably, it got past the first all the way to Kobe White.
They're in a hurry so that, you know, one of the 2 wide receivers was uncertain, I think, maybe who this was going to. Maybe they're just tricking us. Maybe they knew, but thigh pad in the other direction. You fall forward with them, they're going to take you for more yards.
Travis Levy on the toss. It's a 1st and goal for BC. Back to him in the I formation. Here is Jones. He sidesteps one tackler and just walks in untouched.
Opinion change. Jones for the Heisman. now with 2 on the ground. He's getting that short yardage work. Is the 5'10" frame and great blocking up front. Nice work there by the fullback to steer him away, and Jones is able to just jog that one in.
Ford toppled.
And as a defensive end, you sort of got blunted a little bit here at the line. Your bull rush has stopped, but he keeps his left arm free.
Ashburn, Virginia, out of Stonebridge High School, his 1st sack of the young season. Ford fires away, but it's incomplete. And they bring Dillon sugar cubes and carrots, while he, of course, delivers donuts to the big boys up front.
Oh, my Lord.
Pass was dropped with lots of room to run if you're A.J. Dillon.
On earth, and they hit each other, knock the crap out of each other, but come right back.
Andrew Ford is a big guy himself, 6'3", 210. Flushed out of the pocket, rolling left. In command is Kobe White. Out of the I formation, they hand it off to Dillon, and he is chopped down at the 30 for a loss.
Tight end.
Brown, time to throw, finds one of those tight ends on a crossing pattern out near midfield, stumbling to the 46-yard line. In college, Hunter Long.
These are tough plays to defend because everything's packed in so tightly, and you get a tight end who's sort of run block faking just a little bit.
For the sophomore from Freehold, New Jersey. Brown's pass in stride finds the intended receiver for another 1st down. It's Travis Levy. Brown going for it. It's going to be a touchdown for the Eagles. Like there are 5 tight ends out there every time.
pass catchers with neck rolls. A little weird. Moving, he seemed to be unaware of what that was. A lot of flinching going on there. Got to get that straightened out here on the sidelines.
And again, the starting long snapper for Boston College, Jimmy Martin, is out with what looked like a knee injury. This is a huge play for UMass. Down the sideline, Young finally brought down inside the 20.
The thing to cheer about is Marquise Young. He's the most explosive player with the ball in his hand really on this roster. I guess Isabella, you could probably put that with him there as well. But he hits the keyhole. He makes his way through this thing, still runs through a tackle at the...
And 10 at the 17-yard line of Boston College. Play action fake. Andrew Ford dumps it off. He's got a completion to Kyle Horn. And he piggybacks down to the 5-yard line. It's a 1st and goal for...
in the flats.
Ball came loose. BC says it has it. And indeed, the Eagles have the football.
And big time play here. Not sure if he's the one who ends up putting the hit on, but he does come away with a football. Great job of low leverage there. Got underneath the football, put the pad right on the big skin, gets that thing out. Huge play there by the BC defense, but conversely, a pretty terrible missed opportunity by UMass. That's really too serious. Really a credit to that guy.
105 tackles last year, and he's on the 2018 Butkus Award watch list. Well, you keep giving the football to Dillon, and number 2 is going to get some yardage.
Swallowed up. It's really tough to keep the blockers off.
On 2nd and 7, Dillon secures that pass, able to get out of bounds at the 30.
On the eve of their own goal line.
Smith, the motion man. He streaks to the right side, and he's the intended receiver. Catches the pass on the money at the 48-yard line.
Do you get to do all the on-the-move stuff, the stuff where you have to have a connection post-play? Not so much.
Time to throw. He fires his strike over the middle. It's a big chunk play once again for Boston College, and a redshirt junior tight end from Linfield, Mass.
Right down the seam, and Brown does a decent job of keeping his eyes to the middle of the field.
We talked about off the top, Boston College finished strong to 2017, winning 5 of its last 6 in the regular year. Trying to pick up where they left off, and certainly that has been the case. Another touchdown pass from Brown to White. 27 yards. Boston College in complete control.
Is really the throw by Brown. He puts this really where only the receiver can catch it. The coverage isn't terrible. You know, it does a nice job of actually getting a hand back into the pocket, but the ball arrives just at the right time and the only place it can be to make that receive.
Jarman will also have a week 1 primer for the college football season. And our Capital One fan vote also highlights and stats. Pass is picked off by Lucas Dennis. He's the ball hawk for BC. Can he go all the way? Trying to set up his blockers to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown! And the lead balloons to 48-7.
Yeah, you just love the effort here, guys. This is what football's all about. It's a team sport. As a defender, you often don't get that ball in your hands. Get that guy more involved.
Travis Reynolds, one of the tight ends in motion, stays in to block. Ford with that time, gets the football to Isabella. 1st down, Minutemen.
Easy read. It's over the middle. It's coming through traffic. It's get that ball in Isabella's hands. Let him make a nice year for these guys. There's a lot of different places to turn the ball in a very capable quarterback.
Ali falls forward for a 1st down. He's the motion man. Ford gonna throw it. Finds Britt. 1st down, Minutemen.
Shoulders upfield and ensure that that's a 1st down.
Ali gets blown up. Zach Allen.
Yeah, speaking of, you don't have a chance. You know, on a home game, or excuse me, a home game like this for BC, oftentimes the defense is not dealing with noise of any kind. So
doesn't have on the other end of the line Harold Landry this year.
Yeah, it's an interesting point because, excuse me, in the midst of our wide array talk, nice little tip and interception here out in the flats. And practice that celebration later. It's left some room to be desired, but that's just all hustle. That's a big guy out in the flats. What's he even doing on that part of the field? Great, and maybe that's what it is. It's get some guys some time, get them some experience.
Looks pretty good.
Does a great job there out in a little bit of move the pocket himself, locating the
completion from E.J. Perry IV, the sophomore from Andover, Massachusetts, who wears
these first few plays here with Perry. They're running the same plays. I think that's very important that they stick with the original scheme and just see if they can run it the same as Brown.
And they say Perry is the best athlete in the quarterback room. He pitched it to Levy again.
An injury history here. He comes back off an ACL, looks phenomenal in the first half. I think if you can avoid that here and get your young guys some work, you should do it.
Michael Walker with the catch. So far, E.J. Perry has been quite accurate.
Oh, you got to learn alongside another really good player at a good school.
Ross Comis back in at quarterback for UMass. In that first half, Comis had one possession, completed his 2 pass attempts for 62 yards, including a big 49-yarder. Comis going to be knocked down. 2 different Eagles were all over him. First in was Lucas Dennis.
Great blitz pressure here off the edge, but you're going to need to read the hot here. He didn't sense the pressure coming left, but you see him look back middle, then look left, realize that's coming. But they'll have Holy Cross a week from now, so it's really a couple games to sort of get themselves right before they head into that more dangerous part of their schedule.
Here goes Isabella, who a lot of NFL types would say he could be a slot receiver with his speed and skill and ability to run routes.
That's something that needs to be mentioned. There's a lot of teams there in that middle class that look primed to move up. Is BC that one? I guess we'll learn more.
Was the first black captain for Notre Dame football way back in 1971. He's an Irish Hall of Famer, played a couple of years in the NFL as a draft pick of the Giants, college football Hall of Famer. His numbers.
Texas, he left Texas, now at Tennessee Titans. Oh, got a big play here up the middle of the field. But no, the lineage here is incredible.
Second down and short for BC. Again, give it to Bailey. He's got himself a first down. Rooting for famous names, but if it works out, it works out. And we saw Tito Pasqualoni's name on there as well, a true freshman tight end. Nice run that time by the quarterback E.J. Perry. Chart, including the backup quarterback E.J. Perry, who played that third quarter for BC. Pitch is dropped and then picked up. Got a fortunate bounce to Ben Glines and able to pick up a first down. Without burning a redshirt year, you can still redshirt if you play 4 games or fewer. And I'm guessing Coach Adazio and Coach Whipple, as Levy is drilled out of bounds. And so again, if you're David Bailey, this doesn't mean that once A.J. Dillon in league play is getting 35 carries a game, he hasn't burned his red shirt. If they feel like it, this young man with the tremendous future ahead of him gets a touchdown, gets real playing experience against a good opponent.
Going on here, we're going to see a run back to the tight side. Great job there, the tight end position to driving the defensive end way down the field. Makes
quarter over UMass. The Minutemen get the football back after the Bailey touchdown run, and it is bobbled. And that kind of sums up the way the day has been for the Minutemen. Third down and short, running up the middle. On second effort, he's not going to get there.
It is the challenge. I mean, you look at just sort of the breadth of all the states up here in the New England region, beyond just Massachusetts, and you don't typically end up with more than, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's somewhere in that 10 to 15 range to Florida. You got to go up and down the East Coast, more the Atlantic region than here. And that's just sort of the reality of it. And, you know, it'd be great if BC got all 15 of those kids, say if that's what the number was in a year from New England, but you're competing.
Education that you can get here. So they've got a lot of great selling points. And like I started this conversation with, I certainly feel, and I think most folks around the program feel, that they have the foundation and the building blocks. And in the same town as a college coach from Cheshire to New Haven, they wound up running in some of the same circles. And really, Comas hands off the football.
Southern next. They're at FIU, which will be a bit of a challenging game. Nice ball there up the seam to the left side. Really delivered a dart.
Sadiq Palmer.
Good opportunity here for some of the young guys to get out there and get reps. And not the same schedule as a year ago for UMass. Some better opportunities for them. Wade put that in the zone defender, stack him, get it on top. It should have been. Got to catch that football.
Comas has time. Thought about running, instead finds Jordan Fredericks, the Syracuse transfer, for a touchdown in his first game as a Minuteman. 16 yards for UMass.
Continue to give ground and keep this thing alive. You see the little wave there with the left hand, and then he even retreats a little bit more. Great balance. He wasn't the fastest or most explosive. His is all about vision and power. Good back.
That ball is hauled in. It was a little behind the intended receiver, but no problem. Making his college football debut last week against Duquesne the best week of his life.
Yeah, it's a really cool story. You're going to want to see this one.
Flag down. A lot of pushing and shoving down near the goal line, but the net result is not a touchdown. We didn't talk nearly as much as perhaps we should have. There they are, stopping inside.
The thing of the day, these UMass team, don't be surprised if they score a lot of points this season. And here, even the backups, no, excuse me, I thought they held them, but no, it signaled a touchdown. So years, but here we're going to give you a little replay, a little lead action right up the middle of the field.
The old friends from Cheshire, Connecticut greet each other after the game. Coach Whipple absorbs the loss and drops to 1-1. Coach Adazio
Good luck. All right. Okay.
obviously appreciates his old friend.